Hi, I'm Marty Levinson, and welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson, and welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Hello, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to Northtown News Magazine.
For the identity of the real Marty Levinson, stay tuned to the Northtown News Magazine.
Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Back to that lemon light city, sweet hope, Chicago. 2 is 4, 4 4 6. Come on, baby, now get your business fixed. Come on, honey, don't you?
Hi there, I'm the real Marty Levinson, and thank you all for listening to the Northtown News Magazine with Sonny Hirsch, our cameraman, and the greatest host around.
Thank you, Marty. Avi Myers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. Check us out on the web. It's political season, judicial time. And you know what? At this point, Jewish Chicago's mailings are out. Jewish Chicago is coming out in late February. And, please respond if you'd like to participate or come on the show, contact us. So, the response from the judicial community has really been overwhelmingly good, and thank you. And in speaking of the judicial community, it is my pleasure to introduce you to one of my favorite judges. He is presently a sitting judge, and he was appointed, and now he's running for for one of the 9 subcircuit vacancies, and that would be Judge Michael Bender. How you doing?
Good, Abby. Thank you for having me.
First of all, my pleasure, and thank you very much. You just had a really splendid event.
We did. We dedicated a Torah that my father had rescued from Lumps of Poland that was hidden in a wall so it wouldn't be destroyed by the Nazis. So he rebuilt it. Unfortunately, he's a blessed memory, and he passed away before we can have the dedication, but we did. It was a B'nai Ruvain, and it was a really, really meaningful event.
Yeah, and of course your dad, and not to mention you two, for people who don't know, have done a lot of pro bono work for Simon Wiesenthal, and have been very involved in that, as well as a number of other really excellent community endeavors.
Yeah, my father really was driven to just better the world, and he was very driven by a lot of it was the death of his aunts and uncles at the hands of the Nazis, and he spent a lot of time with Simon Wiesenthal doing work to make sure the world never forgot what happened.
And he's also known throughout, not just throughout the Jewish community, as being one of the stellar judges, but the Irishmen tell me the same thing. I mean, he had one hell of a reputation.
He'd be glad to hear that, because he cared very much about what he did.
And listen, I remember the first time I wrote about him when he came on the show. He was one of the first judicial candidates I had, and he was running for office. And he read what I wrote. He says, boy, my mother could have written that. But if a guy's really that good, he deserves that kind of praise. Absolutely. So I guess you filed.
I did file for 9 subcircuit.
And as a matter of fact, for your dad's old seat.
For the vacancy, that the seat that he held since he was elected in 1996.
And so at this point, you're not really allowed to campaign the way you can't get on a soapbox and, I'll give you 40 acres and a mule and vote for me and all that stuff. So, are you meeting and greeting?
I am, and I let people know what I've been doing, and that I serve in the domestic relations division in the Daily Center. I handle the cases with the children whose parents have never been married. The kinds of things in front of me are physical and sexual abuse, neglect, child support, visitation, custody, and I'm working in the court system to make the lives of these children better and to have them be functional adults.
Well, it's important stuff. And as a matter of fact, I hear quite often when certain judges call me, they'll tell me, oh, and by the way, you know, I'm right down the hall or in the next courtroom to Judge Bender and blah, 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 because they know you've been on the show in the past. So,
well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I really do.
Well, first of all, it's my pleasure. And if I'm going to introduce people to legitimate judicial candidates in our main area of coverage, I mean, you're as legitimate and as they come, and then some.
It means a lot to me that you say that, Avi. Thank you.
And by the way, I'm not the only one who thinks that way. So,
thank you.
You know, in any event, so I mean, are you out every night going to these things, or?
There's you know, there's something almost every day, if not one or two things a day.
I want to tell you, I was looking at this week, and this week has not been a good week for me to go get around. But, I mean, Judge House had something yesterday I could have gone to. Judge Reyes has something tonight.
Right, sure.
I could have gone to, and, you know, we're talking, I'm the press, I get comped. And you're talking open bars at some of these places. I mean, I could do some serious damage. and of course, tomorrow I will go, there's an annual end-of-year thing for the Rogers Park Community Council in Loyola. So that's in the neighborhood, and I'll probably meet some victims over there, too.
Yeah, this weekend, Shomrim is having a Hanukkah party.
The Shomrim, of course, is the Society of Jewish Police Officers and law enforcement officials and all the rest of it. So that sounds good. And a lot of really excellent people on the Shomrim. So,
oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, people don't realize how many good Jewish cops there are.
It's a great organization, and they do a lot of charity work and a lot of philanthropy, and they do a lot of nice work for the whole community.
No question about it. No question about it. So, what are you allowed to tell people?
Well, I can tell them, you know, we're allowed to tell people, the canons of ethics allow us to tell about ourselves and to talk about the things that we do. The kind of things I tell people are, I'm a 45-year resident of the 9th subcircuit. I've lived, which is an area that comprises the city and the suburbs. I've lived in the city and the suburbs. I've lived all over the district, and you know, I let them know that I'm dedicated and I want to represent the district. It means a lot to me. This has been my home for my entire life.
What are the boundaries?
The boundaries are, we go as far north on the east side. We go as far north as Wilmette, and then on the west side it's part of Glenview. It goes south to, a lot of times, to Peterson Avenue, but when you start to head east, you're going to go a little bit farther south than that. So you're going to go into some of the 48th Ward, a lot of the 49th Ward, all of the 50th Ward, all of Niles Township, which is Lincolnwood, Skokie, Evanston, Morning Grove, Gulf, all of Evanston, and so it's a very large area. It's comparable to actually the size of a congressional district, and I really am proud to be from the 9th subcircuit.
No, it's a really great neighborhood, and there's a lot of very interesting places and all the rest of it. And you know, at least one thing I've got to say, at least probably for your benefit, is it's not as long as the 8th or stretches as far, so you can at least do your traveling slightly closer to home. But for those who don't know, a congressional district is like over 500,000 people.
It's a very large area. It's a very large area. I'm very familiar with it, though, having lived in Wilmette and Skokie and Lincolnwood and Rogers Park, and having worked in many parts of the cities and having represented people from 49 and 48 and parts of 45 and some of 36. So. I'm very familiar with the area. All of my real close friends and family are in the area, and I'd like to represent the district with the same, or as close to the same distinction as my father did for all those years.
Now, and also you served, you know, we don't have time for this today, maybe next time. You also served with distinction in Skokie.
I was fortunate to be elected Park District Commissioner, and then I served as president of the Park Board for 2 terms, elected by the board, and worked real hard to keep things excellent for the Skokie Park District and all the Skokie residents.
And on the side, he was definitely a good deed doer, but that'll have to wait for another day. Would you like to give people, do you have a website?
Yeah, it's electjudgebender.com.
Okay.
And
electjudgebender.com.
electjudgebender.com. And please, I hope people click and go there and look into the things that I've done and the things that I'd like to continue to do.
No, it sounds real good. I want to wish you luck on the campaign trail, which of course is already in progress. Judge Michael Bender, and congratulations again too on the Hatnasa Sefer Torah, the dedication of a brand new, not a brand new, but a newly refurbished Torah scroll that survived the Holocaust. Thank you so
Avi.
much.
Thank you so much, Avi.